Attack on Titan is a game about taking on giant humanoid creatures that are trying to eat you. If you've seen the anime, you already know this. If not, is the game worth picking up and playing? Use this video review to help you make your decision. Attack on Titan follows Eren Yeager and his fellow cadets on their journey through the first season of the anime series. You will play as multiple people from the 104th Cadet Corps, such as Mikasa and Armin, as well as other series favorites. 100 years ago, mysterious creatures called Titans first appeared and started attacking humans for no real reason. Titans are giant, powerful humanoids that range in size from double the human to about 10 plus meters. After years of uneasy peace, the Titans broke down the humans' wall and pushed them back further into their home. This attack put the humans on their toes, and now they are training to bring the fight back to the Titans and reclaim their lost land. This is where your journey starts, training to join the ranks of the elites and defend your home from the Titans. The story has about 20 missions and will last you about 10 hours depending on the difficulty you play on. Outside of story mode, you can also play Expedition mode. Expedition mode has you playing various missions on various maps so you can gain extra resources and materials for upgrades. You can upgrade your weapons, ODM gear, and your scabbards to hold more gas and blades. Any resources, weapons, or levels you gain here will be used in story mode as well. You are also allowed to pick which character you want to use in Expedition mode, but the selection is very limited until you get deeper into the story mode. Expedition mode also has multiplayer with up to 4 players online. As much fun as it is taking on a giant Titan alone, playing with 3 others and landing a synchronized strike on an opponent is a thing of beauty. We did run into a few network issues while playing. We had about 2 disconnects in 4 hours. To be fair though, the game wasn't officially out when we did this test, so it could change when the game launches. Combat is the game's bread and butter, and it is done extremely well. I was worried with the ODM gear being such a needed thing in this game that it might not work out. For anyone unaware, you can basically compare the ODM gear to Spider-Man's webs, but they are used to attach to Titans to strike their weak spots instead of buildings. It works almost perfectly, and most importantly, it plays very well. You might feel a tad overwhelmed at first because of the speed and button combination, but seriously, after about 20 minutes, it becomes second nature and you'll be tackling Titans with the best of them. Now when you face a Titan, you will have to make the choice of attacking the limbs or the nape of the neck, which is their weak spot and the only way to kill them. Some limbs will have bonus materials on them, or you can use them to bring a Titan down to its knees. As you progress, certain Titans will have higher defenses and you will have to pick the limbs off first before you can attack the nape. Just like in the show, gas and blades have to be replenished often, and if you're out, it's game over. There's plenty of supply units on the field, so plan your movements and you won't run out of gear. Outside of combat, you will also be taking on secondary objectives during missions. These typically involve you helping a scout out of a sticky situation by helping them clear out certain Titans around them. After you help them, they will give you supplies or join your team for the mission. Scouts are ranked from class C to S, and most of the main characters are rated B or above. You do have a time limit to help your allies, and if you fail, they'll be out of the mission. Even if you get there, you have to watch for the Titan grabbing them and trying to eat them. You literally have seconds to save them if they are grabbed. Completing these missions will add to the overall rank of the mission, and failing even one will typically get you an A instead of an S. This just means less funds and experience for your characters. Less funds makes it harder to buy weapons and gear, and less experience means you won't get that next skill as quickly. There are various skills for each character that range from increased attack damage or the ability to pick out where your allies attack. These skills are based on the stats of the character, so the higher attack characters get more attack-based skills, while the higher leadership characters get more control over their allies in combat. Now there were a couple of issues with combat in certain areas. You'll oftentimes be playing in a city area with Titans roaming around in tight corridors between buildings. And this isn't a massive problem when you only have one, you just have to be aware of your surroundings and not crash into the buildings. When multiple Titans are near each other though, that's when things get a little funky. They start to do these dive attacks later on, which break the buildings and put the Titans on the grounds, but when another Titan is near, they kinda just shoot right back up instead of staying on the ground. This becomes a real issue when you're attempting to strike another Titan and one pops up right in front of you and grabs you. It was more common than I would like, but I guess you could say it was my fault for trying to take on multiple Titans at once. In the open areas this isn't an issue, but you do spend a lot of the early game in Trost. The soundtrack seemed to be the same from the series, at least from what I could remember. The game doesn't have a dub, but it does have the English subtitles. I know this is an issue for some people, so I like to mention it in my reviews. I don't really know how to explain the graphics, but it kind of felt like a mix between Valkyria Chronicles and Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, and it really worked out for this game. There are a few things I noticed that could have used some more work, like when they get close up on the jackets, but for the most part, everything holds up fine. I also didn't run into any frame issues or anything that crashed my game during the whole session. If you are a fan of the Attack on Titan series, then this should be a no-brainer. Get it and enjoy it. If you don't know the series but enjoy fast-paced, high-intensity action, pick it up and have a good time. Attack on Titan impressed me multiple times, and it's overall just plain fun.